Hello, Nicola here. I hope you're well and coping okay with this difficult situation that we find ourselves in. I thought today I would talk about belts and how to wear them basically. So not everyone suits a belt, but if you have quite a small waist, then a belt will be good on you. So basically, if you go in at the waist, then there's probably a belt that's going to work for you. So as you can see, I do have a waist and therefore I quite like wearing belts, but they're not for everyone. If you have a very straight up and down body shape, then a belt worn over a dress like this is not going to be your best look. However, you could wear one if you were to layer something over the top. So for example, if we take this little jacket, so I'll just walk back so you can see. So here you've got quite a nice look because you've got the nice detail of the belt, but you can't actually see the sides of my body. So it's kind of my body, it's shaved that off. So actually I could be very straight up and down and you would never know it in this outfit. So that's quite a nice way of wearing a belt if, as I say, you're fairly straight up and down. Now on the whole, if you carry your weight around your midsection, I would say that belts aren't your best friends. But if you want to get that finishing touch of a belt, your most flattering way to do that would be again to layer, but to layer with a longer length jacket or cardigan like this, for example, because that will give a nice streamlining effect and give you a lovely silhouette. The other thing to say about belts is that you don't necessarily have to wear the belt that came with your outfit. So for example, I quite like a shirt dress, and a lot of those have the sort of self-tie belts. So for example, with this one, you can see it's just got a little tie waist belt, which is really nice in the summer. But in the sort of autumn winter, I quite like to switch it up by wearing it with this belt I've got on here, and then with my brown suede boots, and that makes quite a nice outfit. So, you know, think about any dresses or other outfits that you've got that have belts and see maybe whether you could switch them out for something a little bit more interesting or just to ring the changes. So we've talked about body shape, and basically, you know, if you've got a waist, a belt is a great option. But the other consideration is your proportions. So even if you have a waist, it might not be on the optimum part of your body. So that's something we need to think about. So to find out if you're high or low waisted, I would suggest you do the following. So if you could stand and put your hands on where you think your waist is, and then just tip to one side, and where you get that crease, that is where your waist in fact is. And then if you tuck your thumb away and take one hand and place it, butt it up against that other hand, and then see how many fingers you can get between that upper hand and the bottom of your bra. This does assume that you've got a good fitting bra and are getting the support you need, but we can talk about bras another time. So if you can get one hand and two fingers, that means you've pretty much got a balanced waist. If on the other hand you're getting more than two fingers, the chances are that your waist is quite long. And if you're getting less than that, then or maybe just one hand, then you have a short waist. So if you're long-waisted, belts are very much your friend when they're worn at the waist. So, and you can afford to go quite bold and quite wide, because they take up that extra space and balance your proportions out quite nicely. On the other hand, if if you're short-waisted, wearing a wide belt would just take up all that room and make you look shorter-waisted than ever and probably end up right under your boobs. So if you're short-waisted, I would recommend that you stick with a narrow belt. So something dead skinny, or maybe, you know, an inch or so, depending on how short your waist is. So I hope that's some sort of useful tips about wearing belts on the waist. Another thing you can do actually, if you're fairly short-waisted and maybe don't have much of a waist but you want the effect of a belt, is, yes, as I said, you can wear it on your waist and wear a jacket or something over. But the other quite nice way to do things is, if I just take this off to show you, what you can do, if you get a belt that is shaped like this one, so it's got that slight curve, what you can do is wear it slightly dipped, so it tucks into the waist at the back, and then you dip it down at the front. So what this does is gives you a longer line here, so it's great for people who are short-waisted and gives the illusion of a bit of a waist as well. So so that's one way to do a waist-ish belt if you're short-waisted. But most of us probably wear belts most of the time to hold our trousers up, and that's great. What I would say with that is, if you're quite straight up and down and therefore have quite slim hips, then you could actually think about adding quite a statement belt. So you could go for something, for example, like this, with a bit of an animal print, or maybe this, maybe something with a bit of pattern or a vibrant colour, and that's a really nice way of adding some interest to a otherwise plain outfit. If you're not slim on the hips and you do want to wear a belt to hold your trousers up, I would suggest going for something fairly neutral which tones in with your trouser colour, rather than looking to make a statement with it. So I think I've rabbited on long enough. I hope that's given you a few ideas on belts and how to wear them. And if you've got any questions, just pop them in the comments below. Thanks for listening. Bye.